Welcome everyone. In the last time I played Breath of the Wild again, so Legend of Zelda, and I wanted to make some quick and nice fan art for it. So I picked one thing that every Zelda game has in common for a quick tutorial, and it's the famous Rupee. The rupees are the currency in the world of Legend of Zelda, and you can find them pretty anywhere. So then let's get started. First of all, we start with a simple plane in top view. First of all, we start with a simple plane in top view that we extrude in edit mode on the top, on the y-axis, and on the bottom. There we will merge the vertices at the center. And congratulations! We now have a 2D outline for the rupee. But what we would need to do is scaling the rupee a bit on the x-axis. So, yeah, we now have a 2D outline for the rupee, but we want to have it in 3D. So our next step is to extrude our mesh. We mark all with the A key, click on press E to extrude, and instantly right click. Then we press S to scale and scale them up. Congratulations! Now a bit on the sides, scaling on the x-axis to make it a bit more evenly. And we are almost finished. Now we need to resolve some geometry issues. First thing is these little horizontal edge loops that are no longer needed. So we mark them, press X and dissolve edges. This will get rid of them and several issues with the shading and the geometry later. So we can Alt right click on the outer rim, press numpad 1 to go in the front view, G, Z, and bring the geometry a bit down. Okay, that's it. We now press A to select all and bring the object up to the origin point. We now have one thing left. As you can see, we have a flat face right at the bottom. This is a face we no longer need, so we press X and dissolve face. No, only faces. So we have a nice and open geometry right here. But one thing we have to bear in mind while working with this object is, if we look at the face orientation, we have a complete flipped normal map. To resolve this, we press A go in the search options and search for recalculate outside. Then we click it and everything is blue like it should be for the outside. Then we can disable the view for the face orientation. And our rupee is now finished, basically. One thing left is we go to the modifiers, add modifier, mirror. We disable the axis X and activate Z. So we have a nice, evenly looking rupee. Then we enable clipping, so the edges are merged, they are close enough. For a bit of a more realistic view, you could add a bevel modifier, bring the amount a bit down and increase the segments so you have a bit of a slightly beveled edges. Also, for a bit more realistic look, we can add and solidify, but here we need to go out of the, we have to disable the mirror and can now adjust the thickness of the solidify, but the standard is perfect. And you should move it to between mirror and bevel. That's it. Now we are ready for shading. So go to the materials tab and add a new material. You can call it Rupee material. Then we go to the shading tab. I like the top view, and then we can start editing our material. The material for the rupee is pretty simple. We take the principled BSDF we have we created the material and increase the transmission. Please notice that I render in cycles, so we get the pretty nice result. I go to 0.9, it shouldn't be too transmissive like glass, but it should have some transparency. Also, we can bring down the roughness, because it's a rupee, it should shine quite a bit. So let's take it to 0.3. The specularity, it's also pretty reflective, so let's go with a 0.8. For the nice look of it, I will add a 0.1 metallic, so it has a pretty decent look on it. Yeah, what colors does the rupees in the Zelda games have? We have several values for the rupees, so we need several colors. How do we achieve it? I will take the approach on something more random. So I'm searching in the input for the object info node, and this has a random socket. This will create a random value between 0 and 1, which we can then use with a color ramp to change the color of it. As you can see, I will put it in the base color. We have a nice gray outcome. We should be here in the zone between 0 and 1. And we need to have a constant fall off. So, what is the distribution of rupees in the Zelda games? I would say the most common rupee is the green one. After that, the blue one. The green one is has a value of 1 and the blue one a value of 5. So they are the most common rupees you found. So around half of the ones I will bring the first marker to the 0.5 section, cause you find many rupees in the bright fields. So I will put the 0 marker, which everything on this has the color. I will take the value up to 1 and choose a nice green, bright green tone. So every number that is generated from 0 to 0.5 is going to be a green rupee. Then I click on the plus sign and we have a new value. This will go to 0.75 because we have everything between 0.5 and 0.75 will then get another color, which I will take the blue. So we have now 50% of our rupees will be green, 25% are going to be blue, and then we have 2 more, and that will be the, what was it? A red rupee for 20, a purple for 50, a silver one, take a slight gray on it, a silver one for 100, and a golden one, some dark muddy yellow for the 300 rupees. Yeah, then we need to think about a little distribution system. So we don't want everyone to be, so we take a slight increase of the golden color. Silver should be also not so common, and around 10% are of purple color. So we now rename our rupee to the respective color, and as you can see we have a pretty nice rupee. I will go back to the layout section and will now show a quite little trick you can use to render your things out. If I go to the outline and duplicate the rupee, we get now a random number on the object. As you can see, the odds are quite numerous, so we get pretty much many different colors. But every object we take increases also our render time. So we now take everything we created so far and delete it. because there is a much simpler solution you can use for also working with the random node, but also increase your render time quite a bit. And this is collection instancing. You go to add, you can add a collection instance, which is base in my case, which holds the rupee. And if I add the base, I can move it, and every time I duplicate the collection instance, the render process is much faster, I can guarantee it. But we also have our random number generation. As you can see, this will help quite a bit in your whole process of creating rupees and fan art. As you can see, it's the simple things. Everything should be working perfectly. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If yes, please like and subscribe. Also comment what I should show next time. And I hope to see you. Until then, bye bye.